information sharing, but also advocacy. So we have access, we have the relationships in place with government leaders, regardless whether it's at the municipal level, county level, state level, federal level. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns that you may need an advocate to assist you in a business related manner, feel free to give Pam a call, and we as a government affairs committee will try to assist any way we can. So, and Carolyn, welcome to Montgomery County. Like I said, we've known each other a long time in your Bucks County capacities, and delighted that you're on the other side of the line, if you will. So
Thank you.
congratulations, and continue your great work.
Thanks.
Now we're going to move back to Bucks. We're going to go over the other line to another dear friend and a terrific leader in New Britain Township, Eileen Bradley. And Eileen, good morning. Thanks for joining us today. I know this is your kickoff event as well, and we're real anxious to hear what's happening over in New Britain Township.
Good morning, and I really do appreciate that you've invited New Britain as well as a lot of other Bucks County municipalities. I think that the cross-pollination is only going to benefit everybody, and we really do appreciate the opportunity. To add a little bit of what Carolyn said, we are also presenting a no increase budget. Our revenues look pretty good this year. Next year is still, again, a question mark, but we're optimistic. We don't have as large a commercial district as many other communities, but it is struggling along. It's still viable, but it is a concern for our future. On other fronts, development is still progressing as normal. We do have a number of recreational projects in New Britain that are going. We're in the middle of construction of a large portion of the Neshaminy Greenway Trail, which is a multi-municipal trail. It goes from Doylestown Borough, Doylestown Township, Chalfont, New Britain Borough, and us as well. And there's one missing piece in that trail. We purchased a piece of property and we're about to install the missing link of that piece. And the Neshaminy Greenway Trail is theoretically designed to extend from Ben Salem at the lower end of Bucks County along the Neshaminy all the way up beyond Regalsville. And this particular piece in the 5 municipal area where we're located is a huge piece that's really moved ahead significantly over the last few years. And we just got a DCNR grant for the last missing link piece that will connect a huge portion of it. We're also working on plans for a new park that is named after Bob Cotton. And I suspect that some of you know Bob Cotton, who recently passed away, but we named the park after him. He had over 40 years in municipal government here in New Britain, and very active on a county and a state level. But we're putting that plan in to include trails and sustainable things, ball fields, play areas, etc. So we're in the design phase for all that. There's a new Wawa going in on Butler Avenue, Business Route 202 near County Line Road. They should start construction on the building shortly. The public improvements are already in place. And other than the normal amount of development, that's about it for New Britain. We're holding our own. So again, I appreciate the invite.
Thank you, Eileen. Terrific update. And again, you have a lot going on as well. We're going to volley back to Montgomery County and to our friend Christine Hart over in North Wales Borough. Good morning, Christine. How are you today?
Good morning, Dan, and thank you for having me. It's so good to see everybody. I do have a screen share, but before I do that, I would just like to first find out who's writing the grants for Hatfield Borough. Way knocking it out of the park, Jamie. Congratulations. We gotta email you on that one. I also want to just touch base on the incredible leadership, not only with the guests that we're here with today, but the North Penn area, and of course, as we're pollinating over the County Line Road. Through COVID, I think all of us had many firsts, but for me, as a small town and a manager, I'm in my 5th year, it was incredible to share the professionalism and the leadership in the North Penn area. I know the 7 municipalities in our district combined forces. We utilized each other's services, our staff. To Carolyn's point, we too in North Wales were very proud. We stayed here. We were here every single day during COVID. It was just an incredible pandemic. I mean, that's an incredible thing, but just the unity in our community is something that we really should be grateful for. And I am very proud to serve with these managers. And I'd like to say to Aaron, I don't know if he's still making breakfast, but his sense of humor really got us through a couple hard days, and we can all appreciate that. Everyone had a unique way about them that helped all of us get through this very difficult time. And I don't think we're through it yet, but it certainly made things easier. So not to hold up anybody else's time, I'm going to do a very short presentation. Let's see if I can share my screen here. Can you see a slideshow?
Not yet.
Oh, great. Okay. Any luck now? No?
No.
It says share screen. Great.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go.
All right.
There we go.
Wonderful. Okay, so now is it letting me work this slideshow? So here's North Wales. I always have to say this, the borough, not the zip code. I wouldn't be representing Mayor D'Angelo if I didn't throw that comment in there. As you all know, North Wales Borough is very small, but we encompass a very large zip code, including Montgomery Township, even parts of Chalfont, Horsham, Upper Gwinnett, and a little bit of Lansdale. So here we are, we're 3,229 people strong. I say that because we are very unified as a community, and we are very proud of that. For those of you that don't know a lot about North Wales, we just achieved our North Wales Borough 2040 plan. We are proud recipients of a Monco 2040 grant, which is a gateway project headed into Upper Gwinnett Township at the famous Parkside Place Playground and Norgwen Pool facility. We're looking forward to completing that, and we thank Montgomery County very much for that grant. We just received a successful bond issuance of $2 million, which will help with infrastructure improvements that were laid out in the 2040 plan. Primarily, we'll be working on downtown revitalization, sidewalk safety, and connectivity are some of the key elements of that $2 million of what it will be used for. We are making investments in our community through public input in 2018 and 19, and through many surveys. We discovered 5 talking points, if you will, or 5 very important things in the community that our residents like to see. And one of them is to continue preserving our historic preservation. And we have a historical architectural review board, which we'd like to expand the parameters of that. We obtained through purchasing St. Luke's Church on 125 North Main Street. It's a lovely building. It has now been turned into a cultural and arts center. We're hoping to bring a little bit of entertainment to that. Of course, 2020 plans were waylaid due to COVID. We are hoping to increase the desirability of the borough. We've added a couple new businesses. I always have to give a shout out to my Main and Walnut Street businesses, Tony's Pizza, the Green Fork, Alice Bakery, Everything Bagel, and of course our prize Tex-Mex. So luckily they're being able to sustain through this, and we hope to have them for many years to come. We'll be improving our infrastructure, our roads, our streetlights, our streetlight project. We just did a procurement with the streetlight program, and we are completed with that. I believe this was round 2 of a diverse or multi-county area regional streetlight program. We're looking to provide a higher level of services to our residents, primarily in public safety and in our park system. Our plan also is we're hoping to do several Saldo amendments to make our plan become more of the vision. And we're looking to enter into shared parking agreements, because anyone knowing North Wales knows that we are pretty much built out and don't have much room to expand. So sustaining those businesses in the downtown corridor, obviously they need parking. So some of the highlights this year, the Monco 2040 grant, which I said we're enhancing the Center Street, we're calling it the Center Street Gateway Connection into Parkside Place. Thank you, Sandra, and to Upper Gwinnett. They were very supportive. Upper Gwinnett made huge improvements into that path, and we're hoping to highlight it as a gateway into that community. Like I said, the Regional Streetlight Program, we have now converted all of our old streetlights into LED, and we've expanded on our North Wales Arts and Cultural Center. We had been hosting, prior to COVID, we were hosting several different classes, art classes, monthly poetry nights, open mic nights. So we just hope to expand upon that and bring a little bit of more diversity and culture into the downtown area of North Wales. I don't usually like to go backwards, but I thought it would be a nice thing to look at 2019, because we missed out on so much in 2020, but I didn't want to let it go by, because I think it'll bring a smile to everybody's face. These are just some of the events that our small community offers in collaboration with the local businesses and the borough. One of them, the annual Easter egg hunt, which is in Weingartner Park. It's one of our large 3-acre parks. Every year we have been, I believe we are on, this would have been our 5th year. Every year we add another type of recyclable product, and we invite another guest to our Party for the Planet, which we hold on Earth Day, in or around Earth Day. It's typically on a weekend. We do shredding, electronics, recycling of scrap, Freon, other things. We have many partners, and it's a very successful event. The 4th of July Parade and Country Picnic, we've been known for over 17 or 18 years now. We did not have it this year, unfortunately, but I just wanted to, like I said, put a smile on everyone's face. And in the background here below, this is the building that we purchased, the St. Luke's Church. We are still renting it to the church to hold their services, but there's a whole wing that's devoted to the Arts and Cultural Center. Community Day and Oktoberfest, another event that we had foregone this past September. But again, we recently added beer, which is always good, a food festival, the beer garden, and now we have 1 or 2 live bands at either end of that event. And it, as you can see, it has grown and grown. This past year, in 2019, I just wanted to highlight, we celebrated our 150th anniversary. I cannot even imagine what it would have been like in 2020. So I'm thankful for one small blessing that this occurred in 2019. Again, huge show of community support. Phillies fanatic, he always makes you smile. And we were so blessed to have the steam train come through our town. This was a huge undertaking. It was an awesome day. We had a food truck festival in the evening. We had fireworks. It was a spectacular event. I was very proud to be part of it, and we had a ton of volunteers. So again, I'd like to thank the coronavirus heroes. We all know who they are. And again, here's to a new normal and a better 2021. Thank you so much for having me today, and it is very good to see everyone. I just wanted to touch on a few things in closing, as other managers talked about things, and I hope I'm not putting on the spot. I am on a board with the TMA, which many of the managers and partnerships members are on this call today. So I wanted to take this opportunity just to give a little shout out to Jackie Baxter Rawlings. I see that she's on the call. She's the new executive director. She's replacing Peggy Schmidt, and I think we all know Jackie has a huge set of shoes to fill. Peggy was great, and she did a wonderful job. We're sad to see her go, but everybody deserves a little bit of peace in their retirement. So welcome, Jackie. Thank you for being on the call, and thank you, Dan, for having me.
Thank you, Christine. Welcome, Jackie, and we wish you many years of health and success. And a great presentation, Christine. I'm amazed how much activity you have in your town. It's always great. Bringing on next from another neighboring community up a little north of us, Souderton Borough. And Michael, we're delighted to have you today. I know there's many members of our board and membership is interested in your update. So from Souderton Borough, Mr. Michael Cole.
All right, thanks for having me. Hope everybody can hear me. I do not have any type of slide presentation. I'm not that technology proficient, but we do have an active Main Streets organization. Currently, the group is working on an expanded reauthorization of our business improvement district. The plan has been circulated. They are actually looking to expand the bid to include the entire borough. So we're going through the voting process now, which will conclude November 12th. So depending on the reaction and support of the business community, Borough Council will be formally looking at that reauthorization plan in December. The bid did launch a new website. It's SattertonConnects.com for anybody interested in looking at that site and what the bid reauthorization plan might look like. The borough was fortunate a couple years back to receive a rather significant RACB grant that enabled us to negotiate a lease with SEPTA to take over the Satterton train station property. We renovated 2 of the 3 buildings on the site. Northbound is a rather successful restaurant and surviving through the COVID. And we have a small nail salon that's also surviving. We still have a building yet to be restored. The Broad Theater is nearly complete. Fortunately, we had 2 local investors take over that project. We're looking to open up by the end of the year. It'll have 2 main screens on the street level, stadium seating, and a smaller theater on a second level. They do have an arrangement with Free Will for the lounge, and then next to the theater is the Broad Street Pizza. Actually bought the property. They're going to turn that into an Italian restaurant. They're moving along with that, and they actually obtained a liquor license as well. So the corner of West Broad and Washington will be looking dramatically different than it has the past number of years. The borough is currently working on a streetscape improvement project around the theater, which we hope to complete shortly. The Satterton High School moving out to East Broad and County Line Road. A phase of that development is complete. There's several townhomes that have been built. The property is actually owned by Clay Heckler, who was involved in the Costco site down in Montgomery Township. They are nearly finalizing development plans for the remainder of the site. There will be additional townhomes built along with some mixed-use buildings in the interior and some more standalone commercial pad sites throughout the property. They do have an economic liquor license, and they do have a restaurant that has some interest in the site. Of course, the COVID situation is slowing that interest down presently, but hopefully we'll see some movement somewhere down the road. As far as other projects, the Satterton Community Park, one of our largest parks where we have concert Sundays, we are teaming up with the Satterton Telford Rotary Club, and we have developed a master plan to completely renovate the park site. It's a rather extensive project. We were fortunate to receive a DCNR grant for a phase of the project, which we hope to implement in 2021 for additional playground equipment and an outdoor gym. We're currently working on improvements to the band shell site, and in 2021 we'll be looking to expand parking and the pathway systems around the park. The Borough Council is also looking at replacing our chief, who will be retiring at the end of this year. They are going through a process and have narrowed the field down to 3 final candidates. So we'll be completing interviews in November with those candidates, and look forward to a new chief of police to join the borough, excuse me, in 2021. The borough financially is doing rather well. However, we did just review a draft budget. We are in a position where we do need to make some nominal increases in our tax rates in 2021. So our total tax will go from 5.78 mils up to 5.95 mils in 2021. Still rather competitive with our neighboring communities. And I believe that's about all for Saturday.
Thank you, Michael, and please extend my congratulations to Chief Leary. Great guy. If anyone hasn't had an opportunity to meet him, and his contributions to Montgomery County and to the borough have been countless over the years. So,
Yeah,
real good guy. What's that?
We totally agree with that.
Yep. Extend our well wishes on a happy and healthy retirement. He's a great guy. Speaking of great guys, one of the few municipalities that's in Bucks and Montgomery County, and a good friend, Mark Fournier. Mark, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having us this morning and giving me the opportunity to share what's going on in Telford Borough. A couple things. The trends we're seeing financially, like others talked about, all were really impacted by COVID-19 because no one knew what was going to happen. So we froze spending. We put off large expenditures from 2020 until 2021. We didn't buy trucks. We didn't buy equipment. And now some of the things that we saw positive signs later on this summer, we ordered some of that equipment and it's beginning to trickle back in. We'll be seeing deliveries on some of that stuff here at the end of this year and the beginning of next year, like 2 new trucks and the tar buggies and those kind of things. So the long deliveries, though, is what's causing a bit of a problem for all of us, I'm sure, on some of this equipment. When you order it, you know, you buy the truck and there it sits for many, many months and you can't get it completed for because the COVID has backed up the manufacturers of some of this equipment. So be prepared for long delivery times if you haven't ordered a piece of equipment in a while. Our earned income tax is on target. Our real estate transfer taxes are on target. They're just a little later than normal, but no real big impact, as you've heard some of the others say. Construction stopped in its tracks early in 2020 and is now just getting back to normal. Our normal building permit activity is there. Some of our big projects that we had planned in 2020 got scared. And I'll talk about the one in particular is the Lutheran Home at Telford. They were going to do a large expansion in 2020 of 80 units in a community center. But because it's a nursing home and because it locked down and still remains in some phase of lockdown, they are beginning to think about phasing this project into 4 phases. And in 2021, they anticipate starting phases 1 and 2, which is about 34 houses. So they went from 80 units. Now they're only going to sign for 34. So early spring, summer 2021, we would expect that those phases would begin. The rest to follow as long as the sales are remaining high. they have quite a bit of people interested in the new facility. However, they don't want to get too far strung out on their investment in their property. Another industry in our town called Secant Medical was just acquired by the Michelin Corporation. They make, they're now a division of the Michelin Corporation. They make fibrous mesh materials for all different kinds of application, including surgical applications and NASA applications. They're going to start a big space fit out into their existing building here early in 2021. So that's a good sign on the economic front. You know, when you have a company that had half a building full and now they're going to fill out the rest of this building, and it's a good sized facility, they're going to begin that fit out, and it'll be a multi-million-dollar fit out. Another big addition here in Telford recently is the Smoke Factory Barbecue on West Broad Street. They have a grand opening, ribbon cutting, tomorrow. Now, they've been open for about a month just to get used to the business, and it has been going extremely well. I must say it makes it difficult getting out of the car in the morning at a little after 6 to come into work in the morning, and smelling that barbecue just kind of takes your breath away in the morning. It's a good smell in the middle of our town. We are going to have our tree lighting here in Telford. It's going to be December 11th. I don't think we're going to have pictures with Santa, but we're going to at least have Santa light the tree. So, but that's a holiday tradition that we started here a few years ago, and that's going to happen here in Telford this year. The biggest news of all, Telford Borough will be moving to our new home at 50 Penn Avenue, 2 doors down from our existing building. We had purchased the old Univest Bank building, and we have renovated it and repurposed it into the new Borough Hall. We are finishing up final punch list items now, and we intend on moving our entire operation into our new building in early 2021. We don't know what we're going to do with our existing building, whether we're going to keep it or rent it out or sell it. We just haven't decided that yet, and it would need some improvements if somebody wanted to utilize this space for office facilities. But that'll be a big decision for our council coming up here in 2021. Other than that, I thank you for your time and look forward to a much better 2021. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Mark, and congratulations on your new building. I know that's exciting, and you're going to be right on the corner, easy accessible, and you know, relative to your new smoke shop there, I've taken it upon myself, and I know other board members, we've adopted business industry clusters. I'm meeting at least 2 diners a week. So whatever you want to do, small business wise, we have a plethora of small businesses that we support that are good chamber members. And again, I'm a diner restaurant guy, so I try to hit as many as I can during the course of a week, and try to also maintain a decent weight. So if you can get out and support those small businesses, we really appreciate it. So
Smokehouse Barbecue's a good eat. I'll put a plug in. It's a good eat. I've been there many times already in this last month. I'm going to eat my way through the menu, but give it a try, folks.
All right. Well, next time I mosey through town, I'll make sure I stop and grab a roast pork sandwich or something. So terrific. Thank you, Mark. Great to hear from you. And I know we're running a little tight on time, so we want to give Sandra her 5 minutes and then leave some time for question and answers. So with that being said, another new member of our Montgomery County Municipal Manager family, if you will, in Upper Gwinnett Township, Sandra Seidel. Sandra, good morning.
Hi, Dan. Thank you. Thanks so much for having me here. It's great to be here, and I have to echo the comments of the other managers. It is so wonderful to see everyone, the business community, as well as the managers. My favorite thing about going last is I got to hear how many projects Upper Gwinnett is working on. I mean, I know that I'm working on a lot of projects with other municipalities, but it makes me proud today to hear how many times people said, was Sandra with Upper Gwynedd, was Sandra with Upper Gwynedd today. That's something Upper Gwynedd Township prides ourselves in, working with our neighbors. It's good for all of us. I don't think that residents necessarily always know when they're driving from one municipality into another municipality, and the projects that benefit one of us benefit all of us in the North Penn area. So I'm personally proud of that, and excited about all the changes that are happening in all of our towns. So to move forward with my update, I was giggling a little bit, Dan, when you said it's usually about Wawa's and Royal Farms. That's almost all it's about in Upper Gwynedd. We do.
It's funny, you're right.
We do have a Royal Farms developing
Church
at
Road.
Church Road and Town Pike, finally, after a lot of years in litigation. So that is under construction now, and there is a proposed, the Royal Farms is in the front of the site, and then there's additional commercial space that will be developed in the second phase of the project. So there's going to be some additional space open there, which is great. Otherwise, development-wise, we just have a handful of residential properties being developed. So that's the main update development-wise. And also that Merck is, they're the largest employer in Montgomery County. They are in our town, and it makes me giggle also because I used to be the Chalfont Borough Manager, which is 1.5 square miles, and that is how big Merck is inside of Upper Gwynedd Township. So that's always in my mind as a perspective, that Merck is the same size as the town I used to manage within the town I currently manage.
Amazing.
So obviously they mean a lot to us in the entire North Penn area, as far as the largest employer in Montgomery County, and just bringing an incredible amount of jobs and
And don't forget the home of the Chamber of Commerce too.
Oh, yeah, great. That's true.
You are on
Very
Church Road
important.
in Upper Gwinnett Township.
Yes, I agree. Very important as well. But Merck has been very busy this year as well, and looks to be busy next year, continuing to invest in their Upper Gwynedd site, which we are always very thrilled to see. We this year are just completing our project, which we call WIP. It's our wastewater improvement project. It's a forced main installation of over 6 miles of sanitary sewer main. We have no project delays related to COVID, which has been amazing. And they're just about to start paving. So any of my businesses that are on the call that are in Upper Gwynedd, they'll be happy to hear that, because a lot of our main roads, Garfield and Moyer Boulevard, big roads for business, have been a little bumpy as we just have patch jobs there. Those should be paved in the next couple of weeks. So that's exciting. We also, looking towards the future, are working on a transportation project for the Wissahickon, the Sumneytown Pike Bridge that goes over the Wissahickon. Whenever I say that, people are like, where is she talking about? Because it's this really nondescript bridge that you wouldn't even maybe necessarily notice, but it does need to be replaced, unfortunately. It was the scour and the underside the base of the bridge is from the 1800s. And as we did significant repairs this year, realized that it will need to be replaced. So we are doing a transportation analysis right now to figure out how we will do that replacement in the next coming couple of years. And we are also going to be applying for several grants to help us fund that expensive replacement project. But we will, as always, try to make it through that replacement project in the way that is best for the community. Whether it be closing the bridge to do the construction in the shorter amount of time, or leaving lanes open to allow traffic to get through. That's part of our analysis, and we will be analyzing that heavily before any decisions are made. We are about to finish our comp plan update, which I have one of our comp plan team members on the call, John Tierney, so it's nice to see him here. And that should be hopefully finished in 2021, and that's a 2040 plan as well, similar to the Borough of North Wales. I'm also excited to tell everyone that we will be presenting a no tax increase budget this year, so Upper Gwynedd residents and businesses will not have to face that this year, and still be able to provide the same level of service that we always have. So we're lucky for that. And it's been great planning over the past many, many years that has gotten us there. And we also, it's fun to hear everyone else having their updates, and some of them are the same. So we just achieved premier agency status with our police department as well. And for those of you that don't know what that is an accreditation program that police departments go through. And basically it certifies that we have the best practice training and policies. And we have to prove that we adhere to those policies and that we do the training. And there's a review process every 3 years where they come and review to make sure that our accreditation, the things that we're doing to maintain an accreditation, have been done. And we have had 5 successful re-accreditations without extensions or provisions, and only 2% of police departments in PA have achieved that. And how exciting that Montgomery Township is also a premier status agency, and that 2 of the North Penn communities, maybe more, I don't know, but I heard Carolyn report on it today, have that premier status. I think that's a wonderful statement to the policing in our area, and I credit Chief Duffy, our chief, with that as well. I think that is everything that I wanted to tell you all about. One last thing, we have another project that we're a proud partner of. It's the Wissahickon and Trails project. They just did a big stream bank restoration project in town, and it's an awesome public-private partnership with PICO, Merck, Wissahickon and Trails, the township. I'm probably forgetting a few partners, but those are the big 4. And it's been the entirety of our TMDL requirement for this permit cycle. It was a huge project, and it'll really be a great benefit to the environment. That's my update.
Thank you, Sandra.
Sure.
And again, a great event Monday. Duncan and I were delighted to participate in the Upper Gwinnett Golf outing. The proceeds went to the Park and Recs department, and it was a blast. It was over at Cedar Brook, and you and your board and your staff did a terrific job, and we felt very welcomed and part of the Upper Gwinnett family. So thank you for that.
Thanks, Dan. And I did forget to say, our Parks Department, I'm incredibly proud of our Park and Recreation team. All year long during COVID, we've been able to provide Park and Rec programming. We had a summer camp, we've had concerts in the park, we've provided so much programming, and it's taken so much planning and thinking to figure out how to do it within the orders that have been put out this year to keep everyone safe. But we've done it. We didn't quit. We persevered. As my Park and Rec director says, she wants to recreate, and we have recreated this year. So it's
terrific.
happening.
She's got a lot of energies.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we are up against our time here a little bit. Linda, do we have many questions at all? I know that some folks have a hard 9:30 quit, and I want to respect that. Do we have any questions?
Can you hear me okay? I'm having some
Yes,
difficulties. Okay, cool. We only actually had one official question, and it was for John Hammer. It was, please explain the traffic light in Letterock at Route 113 and Letterock Crossing Road and the reasoning behind that decision. And in the chat, John replied that was actually a Franconia issue. So I don't think he's trying to pass the buck. I think he was just putting that answer out there. So I don't know if John is still on. Excuse me, oh, I'm sorry. I must have misunderstood. He wrote,
that's a Lower
Letterock
South.
is just outside of Franconia, so I was not privy to those discussions. Right,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Hold on to that question. We will have representatives from Lower Southford Township on our next Zoom meeting on the 19th of November, which is then, since we don't have any questions then, that's an excellent segue for me to wrap things up. We'll cover that with Lower Southford on the 19th. We want to thank McMahon and Chrysler Miller for supporting our government affairs series throughout the year. We want to remind everyone again to please get out and exercise your right to vote. Next Tuesday, we want everyone to have a terrific and fun-filled Halloween this weekend. Don't forget to move your clocks back. Thank you for everyone for your participation today. You all be well, be safe, and we will see you on the 19th. Take care now. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Dan.
Bye all.